Hi everyone, Dr. Melissa here, coming at you from New Hampshire today, and I have a special guest, my brother Tim. He's going to be joining us for the 5 best exercises for spondylolisthesis and core exercises for low back pain. If you're new around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it. All right, go grab your mats and let's do this. All right, before we get started, my brother's gonna go over what spondylolisthesis is because he's been dealing with this for the past, 15 years, and he really knows when he's not doing his exercises that his back starts to bother him. So, what is it?
So basically, spondylolisthesis is slippage of the discs where the vertebrae don't align. Mine is in L5, S1, and I have a grade 2. So basically, my vertebrae don't align, and if I don't keep up with my core and my hamstrings and the muscles that I tie everything together, then I can't do simple tasks, and it can be very uncomfortable.
So we're gonna go over the exercises that he uses on a regular basis to help with that. Before we get started, if you happen to have a yoga block, a strap, and a ball, go ahead and grab that, but if you don't, no worries, I've got you covered. All right, let's get started. Come down onto your back. So we're gonna start off with a hamstring stretch first. So you can use a strap, a towel, whatever you have, and you're just gonna place it around the ball of your foot. And this isn't a stretch to, I can stretch as far as I possibly can. You just wanna think of lengthening up through your hip, feeling a gentle pull in the back of your thigh. We're also gonna work on loosening up the nerves because that can also cause a really tight muscle. So what Tim's gonna do is just straighten and then pull it back up. You're gonna ease in, and then back up, constantly moving the leg down, and then pull it back up. You don't want to overstretch, that can irritate them a little bit more, and I probably have him do this for about 45 seconds to a minute, and just constantly bringing up so you feel that little pull, and then straighten that leg back out. Good. And then we'll switch to do the other side. You can switch. And then what you're looking for is differences from your left side to your right side. Does one side feel tighter than the other one? And you don't have to crank, it's just very gentle. Move it down and then pull it back up. Make sure you're breathing with this. Sometimes our tendency is to hold your breath. Are you breathing? Are you sure?
A little bit.
A little bit. Good, keep moving in and out. Do you have one side that's tighter than the other one?
Yeah, it's usually my left side.
So see if you notice little differences like he has. Move it down and then back up. Good, we'll just do 3 more here. And if these hamstring ones are feeling really good, hit that pause button and you can continue with these. Good, last one. Nice job. All right, so now if you happen to have the ball, you're gonna stay on your back. We're gonna work on loosening up our glutes. You're gonna take your left ankle to your right knee. You're gonna place the ball just to the outside of your hip. And if you don't have the ball, you can still do the same thing, working on pushing the knee down. If you've got the ball, you're gonna send your hips from side to side, kind of rolling onto the ball. Yeah, rocking those legs back and forth. That feels good, doesn't it?
It hurts a little bit.
Is that like hurt, but this kind of feels good? With the rolling, you only want to do that for about 30 to 60 seconds because you can overhydrate those tissues and make it even tighter. You're looking for a couple of spots in each side, and again, the difference, how does my left side feel compared to my right side? Really important to keep using your breath. Don't hold it because it hurts. Good, gently rocking from side to side. Good job. Good, one more time here, and then we'll just switch to the other side and look for those differences. Good. All right, switch. Right ankle comes up to your left knee. And again, you're just placing the ball just to the outside of that hip, rocking those hips from side to side. And then you're also looking at how far does this knee go down to the ground compared to the other side. Do you notice a difference in your back from one side to the other? Is one side more tender with this one?
It's the same thing.
The same thing.
My left side.
Always is left. So just keep seeing if you notice those little things. 30 to 60 seconds. Maybe you find 1 or 2 spots on each side. Your back's gonna feel great after this.
Can't wait.
Good. Let's do just 2 more. Sending those hips. Awesome job. All right, so let's move the ball off to the side. We're done with that. And then we're gonna work on stretching out the front of your hips. So come up to a kneeling position. You can take your right leg out in front. Here we wanna be really careful you're not overarching from your low back. So take that left hip and kind of tuck your left hip underneath you. You're gonna take your right knee and drive that right knee forward. Keep this dropping down because you wanna feel a really big stretch in the front of your left hip. Yes, no?
Yes.
All right, this feels good, hang out here. If you wanna add on a little bit more, you can take this left arm, sweep the left arm up overhead, and then bend over towards the side. Remember to keep breathing, don't hold your breath. There you go. Good. Again, 45 seconds here. You can even do what we did with the hamstring, kind of back off a little bit, bring the arm down, then sink forward again, lift the arm back up. Continue to keep breathing. Good, arm comes back down, sink it back one more time. Good, and then drive that knee forward, lift that arm up overhead. Again, we're looking for that nice stretch in the front of your hip on that side. Awesome, all right, let's switch other side. Again, left side versus right side, what are you feeling? We've got that tuck, so he's tucking his hip underneath. You can also play around with driving the top of the shin down into the ground. Drop that rib cage down, sweep the arm, come up overhead. Other arm.
Whoop.
Whoops, that's okay. Good. And you're looking left side, right side, not forcing into it. Just stop when you feel the gentle stretch. Take a couple of breaths, and then you can move in and out of this as well. So arm comes back down, back up a little bit. Good, sink it forward, sweep that arm back up overhead. And we're trying not to have a big arch through this low back. That's where that little lean forward comes in. Good, one more time, bring it down, back off. And then we're gonna stretch into it, take that arm, bring that arm up overhead. Nice job. All right, now we're gonna come back down to our backs. We're gonna get started on our core. I know you're excited to do core work. All right, if you happen to have a block or a pillow, you're gonna go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna show you a couple different variations. First, you gotta get the breath down. If you're having a hard time getting the breath and feeling in the core, go ahead and check this video out up here. All right, so that exhale, when you breathe into the sides of your rib cage, you're gonna exhale like you're blowing out candles, just like Ada did yesterday for her birthday.
She did good.
It's my niece, his daughter, she's one. All right, nice breath in. Exhale, blow it out. Good. Now you're gonna take the block and the arms up overhead. As you exhale, you're gonna squeeze the block and you're gonna bring one knee in towards your chest. Or he's a rock star, so he brings in both. And then lower it back down. Exhale, bring one knee in towards the block, nice. And then overhead. You wanna make sure you're feeling it in that lower abdominal. You don't wanna be tucking your tailbone underneath. We've got a little space in between that back. Exhale, squeeze, bring it back in. It's all about getting that exhale down to feel it in those lower abdominals. Now, if this feels awesome, you're feeling it a little bit here, but not quite enough. If you wanna be like Timmy, you can bring both legs in and then bring it back down. Exhale, squeeze the block, bring it in, and then back down. Things to look for, you can keep going, I'm gonna talk, is you wanna make sure you're not feeling a pushing or a bearing down or your stomach's not doming out. That's that pressure system using your breath to get the gentle lifting up with those lower abdominals. Let's do 3 more. Exhale, squeeze the block. I like setting a timer for about a minute with these exercises so you don't have to worry about counting and you can really focus on your form with these. Good job, last one. All right. Now I know you're really gonna be excited for the next ones. We're doing side planks. Showing 2 different options with this. Come onto your left side to start. So to start off, your knee can be down on the ground. You wanna make sure your shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. They like to tend to roll backwards, so you can keep them rolling forward. And then you're just gonna drive your bottom hip up towards the sky. Press them up. Good. Continue to keep using that exhale. Maybe you lift up and down, lift up. Maybe you just hold it for 5 or 10 seconds. Maybe you're dipping up and down. See which one feels best for you, but again, we're still trying to feel lower abdominals and then we're getting those obliques kicking on. Shoulders, hips stay stacked. Set the timer for that minute and see how many you can do, but working on your form. If this is feeling really good and you want to come into a full side plank, you can kick that bottom leg out underneath. Drive the hips up. Think of lifting the rib cage up towards the side and get that lower abdominal in. Good, you can hold or do the dips, same thing. But find what works best for you and keep using that breath. All right, we gotta make things even, so we gotta do the other side. All right, come on to that right side. So maybe you start off, the knee is down. Maybe you notice a difference. It's easier to balance on one side versus the other. Good. Hips and shoulders stay stacked. You're exhaling, pushing up. Good, use that breath. Do you notice a difference one side versus the other?
Same thing, one side.
Same. So maybe you've noticed these patterns. It's all about listening to your body. Awesome. Now if you want to do the full side plank, you can come up into the full side plank or continue to work your way up into doing that. Good job. Let's do one more. Awesome. Come all the way back down. What a good sport. Oh, he's doing extra. You can do extra.
Okay, I'm done. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, awesome job with those exercises. Nailed it. Don't end up like my brother. He only does this when his back is really bothering him, but they're super helpful. If you're wanting to learn more about building a strong core to help with that back pain, go ahead and click that link down below. I'd also love to know down below in the comments who would like to see Tim join us for another video. Let me know. Until next time, namaste.